Hello, welcome to Acoustic Spotlight, the program that features musicians performing in an acoustic setting. I'm your host, Rich Pietrzak. Today's spotlight falls on a singer-songwriter from Orlando, Florida, Thomas Wynn.
Nothing comes easy when you're afraid. Running into the darkness to lay in the bed that you've made. Going against the grain seems harder than it is. But a wise man might tell you it's just a place to begin. You gotta hold on. It's harder when you're alone. Got to be a rock in the shifting sand. Feel that you belong. Gotta be strong. Gotta hold on. Found a way to live beyond the lines, running just as hard as you can to get there in time. Going your own way is easier than it sounds. But you've got to fight for what you believe in, stand your ground. Gotta hold on. It's harder when you're alone. Got to be a rock in the shifting sand. Feel that you belong. You gotta choose which road to take. When it's all fading away, gotta be strong. Gotta hold. Yeah, you gotta hold on. It's harder when you're alone. Got to be a rock in the shifting sand. Feel that you belong. You gotta choose which road to take. When it's all fading away, gotta be strong. Gotta hold on.
We're back on Acoustic Spotlight with Thomas Wynn. Hi, Thomas.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Wonderful.
Thanks for coming down.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Sure. Great song.
Thank you.
Great song.
Thank you.
And a great voice. You got a great, powerful tune.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. And your sister, Olivia,
Yes.
joining you today.
Been my sister all my life. All her life.
Does she sing out with you often?
She does. All the time.
Oh, okay.
Full time.
All right.
So.
I get confused sometimes because I know some other people that you know and that play and that she performs with sometimes, so I forget.
She's, you know, she has a wonderful voice, and there's a few people in town who love to, you know, use that, which is great. Matt Butcher's one of them.
Right.
You know, and Alexandra and Kaylee Baker, she plays with them as well, and it's awesome to see her moving forward, you know, and expanding. It's great.
Now, the first time I saw you perform was it was as the Wynn
the Wynn Brothers Band, yeah.
Right. And your brother and your dad is actually part of that too.
That's right. Yeah. He played drums, and my brother and I started the band, and we didn't have a drummer, or we had a drummer, we lost one, and he said, well, I'll sit in with you until you can find someone. But once he sat in, we were like, well, we don't need to find anyone else. You know, this is great.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, and then it was more family as well. Olivia sang as well, and my brother's wife, Jordan's wife, Heather, sang, and they, together it was just a powerhouse of, soul. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Did you? I guess then you started, singing and playing at a very early age.
Yeah, it started in the church probably when I was around 12 or 13. Started playing for the middle school band, and took it from there. But
Did you start out on the guitar?
Well, my first instrument was drums and piano, and then continued to play the drums. Kind of stopped on the piano a little while. Had a teacher who would smack your hands if you messed up, so that didn't really fly with me. I guess I messed up a lot. So. But a few years later, picked up the guitar and haven't quit that. Yeah. So.
Is that when you started the guitar? Did you start songwriting then, or had you? Yeah, that was your.
Pretty much. Like I said, I started in the church, and so we were playing the church's music or whatever they would have us play. But shortly thereafter, my brother and I started another band called Acacia, and that was actually a hardcore band. So that was fun, that teen angst.
Right.
So it's cool.
Yeah. And when did your dad teach you, the guitar, or is that something you picked up on your own?
Yeah, I had one lesson, I think, when I was about 13, and maybe a week of lessons, maybe 4 or 5 sessions, and he taught me a lot. The guy taught me a lot, but I don't know, just figured that I could do it on my own, and I wish that I'd taken lessons, but I like that I've been able to do what I can do on my own.
Pick it up that way, yeah.
Later I went to a music college, so but that was much 10 years later.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the guitar, would you like to pick it up and do another one for us?
Sure, definitely.
All right. Well, what are you going to do?
I'll do Long White Dress for you.
Long White Dress? Okay. All right. Well, we'll be right back after this with another song from Thomas Wynn, and joined by his sister Olivia.
She was there in the beginning. Was it all just pretend? Will she bury me in the end? This house is empty except for the ghost and all her pretty things. But it's her love I remember most. She had a long white dress. She had it all, tried to give her all the rest. She had a smile that stopped me right there in my place. I had a love for her like nothing else. She forgot where we were going. The truth is, so did I. Now I know the reasons why. It was all just a reckless addiction. Left me staring at the door, leaving me lonelier than I ever was before. She had a long white dress. She had it all, tried to give her all the rest. like nothing else. I had a love for her like nothing else. But I'm walking to the river, wash away these sleepless nights. 'Cause every time I turn off all the lights, I realize I'm stuck inside a dream from when she had a long white dress. She had it all. I always gave her all of the rest. She had a smile, it stops me right there in my place. I had a love for her like nothing else. I had a love for her like nothing else.
Lead me to the battleground. Lead me to where the war was won. Show me where you fell and where your mighty deeds were done. Angels in the night, searching for a place to rest. Words cut me like a knife, piercing deep into my chest. 'Cause long ago, when you loved me still, you said, honey, don't you worry, I will be with you until the last time you lay your head on that big brass bed. Oh, I love you now and always will. Long hours pass. Who knows when our time will end? A distant shadow nearing. Are they foe or are they friend? From a long way off they call to me. Do you have some bread to share? Though I be poor myself, I gave them more than I could spare. 'Cause long ago, when you
Loved me still.
you said, honey, don't you worry, I will be with you until the last time you lay your head on that big brass bed. Oh, I love you now and always
me still. You said,
Honey, don't you worry, I'll be with you until the last time you lay your head on that big brass bed. Oh, I love you now and always will. Oh, I love you now and always will.
We're back with Thomas Wynn. Another couple of nice songs there.
Thank you very much.
Battleground, great vocal.
Yeah,
Olivia there, and
phenomenal. I wrote the song, and I tried to sing it myself, but probably the first time through after writing it, I was like, I think this is for Olivia. So,
yeah,
and then when she does it, it makes me cry just about every time. So,
yeah,
it's
it's
phenomenal.
beautiful. Yeah. Where did that come from? That song?
A lot of heartbreak, a lot of questions that needed answering, a lot of hope for better times. Just going through tough times and then hoping that it will be better, or asking why it isn't. And the battleground.
Yeah, yeah. When you do write, I mean, do you is it more of a story thing for you, as far as something outside your own experience, or do you draw just?
I've tried that. I've tried to do outside influences or writing from observation from other people, but it seems like it comes out. It doesn't come out genuine when I do it that way.
Right.
So really the only way that I'm able to write songs, at least at this point, is from personal experience, which is good. I think, it is certainly real from my perspective, but sometimes it can be too close to home for those around me as well. So,
Sure. Yeah. Are you disciplined as a songwriter, or is it just when it comes, it comes?
Well, that's how it starts, but once I get a line, and I used to be just that way, and it used to be kind of first draft, last draft. What I wrote was what you heard
Right.
The first time out. But since this record and the past year, 2 years, I've been disciplined, and I'll get a first line, or I'll get a chorus in my head, or I'll feel it and I'll write it down, but then I'll spend 6 or 8 hours doing the rest, and not trying to just rush through it, actually processing it and trying to get the best product. And then again, even after those 6 or 8 hours, I'll go back, the next day and retool it and retool it and retool it. And, it's a craft, and that's
Sure.
what I'm learning, is that it's a craft. It's not just a gift,
Right.
It's a craft.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of the record, or CD, I
right.
guess I don't know if they call them records anymore.
CD,
but
sorry.
that's it's called The Reason,
Yes.
and Battleground is a new tune that's not on there, but Hold On it was on here,
Mhm.
and
Long White Dress. Mhm.
that you did is on there. And then for people that are interested in your material or your shows and want to see your schedule, they can go online.
They
And-
can go onto MySpace, myspace.com/Thomas Wynn and the Believers, and it's all spelled out. And that'll have all of our show dates, and you can buy our CDs there, buy T-shirts, all of our, we have a store there, so anything you want.
So you play out in a combination of sometimes just yourself, sometimes the band, and, or mostly the band, you think?
Well, it's probably half and half.
Yeah.
I would love it to be just the band, but I have fun doing solo stuff, and I love doing stuff with Olivia, and we even do some trio stuff sometimes where it's myself, my sister, and then our guitar player, Justin. So we have a plethora of things that we can offer.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I've had the pleasure of seeing you in different configurations, and the songs are powerful both ways.
Thank you very
hearing
much.
them as a band, and just today, like
Appreciate
that
it.
acoustic is
that.
great. Yeah, and just I'm glad you came down.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much, Rich.
We
Thank you.
appreciate the music and wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
We got time for one more. So,
Okay.
How about that?
Sure, love to.
What are you gonna do?
I'll play a new one. It's called Love Again.
Love Again. Okay. All right. We'll be right back with one more from Thomas Wynn. Well, that's our show for today. We'd like to thank Thomas Wynn, his sister Olivia, the crew, and you for tuning in. Thomas is going to do one more, and we'll see you next time on Acoustic Spotlight.
Take your hand away from your face, let me see you smile. Oh, amidst the pain and the wreckage, I'm too stubborn to deny you. But in the fog of doubt, the sun appears in the sky, and I know my heart will love again in time. Your amber hair flows down, touch the small of your back. Oh, I almost lost my nerve, but I bested the attack. Confusion is a curse, makes it hard to even try. But I know my heart will love again in time. Say, ooh, ooh, ooh. Searching for the morning, I'm revived by your touch. Haunted by the feeling that this all might be too much. Broken from within, you know it's easier just to lie. But I know my heart will love again in time.